All right, we on. Notice. Yep. Yeah. All right, Shalom Makim. First and foremost, before we begin, we want to give all the praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Give honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect, scout out the four corners of the earth. And through the spirit, we just gonna go in, get on Esau, through the spirit. And before I even do that, I got special guests, Akim, I got the brother from Tampa. The brothers in the house, brother Shamar from the Bay in the house. So, we just finna, go in through the spirit, man. Hey, the scriptures say prophesy against Mount Seir, man. Matter of fact, somebody get that. Let's start with that one. This devil, he got so much he has to pay for. He got so much to account for, man. The whole earth is in uproar because of who's in power. Everything is out of course. Everything is out of whack, man. All right. The mental capacity of the people is decreasing. Okay, the animals are suffering. Everything is all screwed up under this devil, man. So if these so-called Caucasian people, if they're not the Edomites, then who really is the Edomites? Because the scriptures say that the Edomites would be the people in power right before the Lord shows up. That they would be the final empire on the earth prior to our Savior coming back to deliver Israel. All right, so I mean, there's so many different clues, man. You got a lot of Edomites that's still trying to deny their identity. The fact that we conclude according to prophecy that they're the Edomites. All the prophecies point to you being the Idumean. It all points to you.
I got you real quick on what you said about Esau being the end.
Yep.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. All right, so that, backing the brother up, it is in the scriptures. All right.
And then big slap, if I could say, it's beautiful because I couldn't do another captivity after this. After dealing with this guy, this captivity, this has to be the worst. It has to be the end. I mean, you see where society has gone. This guy's at the forefront of pushing all the wickedness in the earth. And biggest thing is that he deceived the people into following after him. So now that we're repenting and coming back and finding out what the true standard of righteousness is, this dude can't handle it, because he's being convicted of his crimes, charged and convicted. I guess that's the word.
Yeah, And shalom to all you brothers tuning in. Shalom, to you brothers, man. Shalom, brother Mike Allah. But Khan, did that in Ezekiel, prophesied against Mount Seir. Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 35. All right. Block it out. Yeah, kind of. All right. Let's block it. So Ezekiel 35:2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
Yeah, and that's the major focus of prophecy is prophesying against Mount Seir.
Right.
Just because they happen to be the polar opposite nation, the antagonist, if you will, of the Most High story, they happen to be the villain that's actually, still in power. All right, and us, being the protagonist, being the main character of the show, so to speak, we're still, in a position of, defeat, so to speak. But now we're starting to, see, all the things that the Lord spoke from the beginning. We start to see these things fester, and now it's like a transition that's happening, where you got the uprising of Israelites, all over the world, waking up to who they are, while Esau is on his downfall.
Because the Lord's a perfect balance, and like a seesaw, one side's going down, the other side's going up.
That's it, man. And I mean, does it not say in Jeremiah that the prophets of old have prophesied both against many kingdoms, countries of war, evil, and pestilence? This is Esau's great kingdom right here.
city.
That great city, man. He's the ruler of this this current empire, man. So he's the vocal object of who the prophets are to prophesy against. All right, when we were in Babylon, Daniel prophesied the downfall of Babylon and the coming succession of the Medo-Persian Empire. When the Medo-Persians, went down, the Greeks came, and then the Romans, which Esau, he ruled both of those kingdoms. But then it also tells you in the prophecy that the head that was the deadly wound that was it was wounded, it would be healed. So that's how you know the same people who ruled that empire are back today. You can't get around that, man. I don't know if brothers had
I just want to make a quick point. Sure.
Got it.
And it said Mount Seir. Those are, because it's always the people before it's a place.
Hey,
Okay?
Spirit, I have spoken that.
You got it. Huh?
This is Genesis 36:8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep, and Mount Seir, Edom, Esau, all of those synonymous with the so-called white man.
That's it.
And you know because like Job the 9th chapter tells you, bring it.
This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
If not, where and who is he? When everything's not enough. The brother just brought up the deadly wound that was healed with the dark ages that was in between the ancient Roman Empire and this new Renaissance. Okay, he brought that up. That's one clue. He brought up all the different what did he bring up? Just that is you pushing the laws. That you cover the faces of the judges thereof. Okay, because who's other? We see an East Indian face as the Lord. No, we don't see him as God either. All right, we see your face, but the scriptures itself paints a different depiction.
Yeah.
And like the big lie, one of the biggest lies Apostle Gabar been going into in Apostle Hart, that Last Supper, they got the sweet Jesus family, and that's covering the faces of the judges, because that was supposed to be the Lord and his disciples, man. Those are the judges. They're not say they're gonna sit on 12 thrones of Israel and judge the nation of Israel. So that's that's covering the faces of the judges, man.
The precept too. Yeah. Going into backing up Job 9:24, proving how Esau, his inheritance was the earth. So like that's why he has control now for a little period of time.
That's right.
This is Genesis 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice.
I was thinking this the other day. This guy, man, talking about Esau, this guy is the most selfish person on the earth, man. When you really look at the way he is, the way he rules, the way he is, the way he thinks, you got to bless him. But that's not good enough.
Yep.
Okay? You want all the blessings. You want to have your cake and eat it too. It don't work that way. You got it.
He said, okay. And Esau said unto his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice.
Wait, who else asked for a blessing when the elder or the other person got blessed? Cain? We know through the spirit that's the reincarnation of Esau. You got it, bro.
And Esau said unto And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above." And that's exactly what he got. And that's why the earth is so corrupted and destroyed and polluted, because he has control of it right now. Going back into Job 9:24, the wicked, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And that was Esau's blessing, to have the earth. And
it was prophesied in the book of Revelation chapter 6 that he was going to take the peace from the earth, man. So that's why it's the earth itself is not in peace, man. It's dying off. That's why it's fighting back. Just like when your body has a cold, it fights back, and that's what the Lord got the earth doing it. Yes, exactly.
Another example. This is Genesis 4 and 11. This is after Cain, killed his brother, and the Most High pretty much cursed him. This is verse 11, it says, "And now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto her any strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth." And he's to and fro in the earth.
The vagabond, that's what, to move around, you know. That's
Moving around.
And scripture tell you that he keepeth neither at home.
Yeah.
This man is in everybody's yard, man, but can't get his own kitchen, you know, in line.
Right.
You got an embassy everywhere. That's something else that witnesses against you. You know, that you're all over the earth, meddling where you don't belong. The scriptures tell you don't meddle in other men's affairs. This guy got his hand and foot in everything. You know? For advantage too. That's the part.
Yeah, the fact that they're in the land of Israel and they have to bring in what you call the kibbutz, where they got to bring in like artificial trees and all type of stuff because nothing can be grown over there. You know, because it's polluted over there because of Esau, man. You know, so I mean, these are just all facts, man. It just shows through prophecy that you're definitely the Idumeans, man. Stop trying to run from your damn identity, man. All right, you are the Edomite. All right.
Yeah, embrace your culture. Because you already show it, you know, murdering, stealing. You know, just a base man. So you know, embrace it. You know, and take the title with it. You know, just don't act like it. You know, they own up to it. You know,
for real.
All right, quiz precept. If I could, for sure. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." Come.
Because you gotta put a whole list.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first."
What's the word that's synonymous with the word deceive? Devil. Okay? Accuser and deceiver.
Yep.
Okay, that's synonymous with the devil. So the balance of the devil is who? The godly. All right? The righteous. And this man has played that role that was given unto him. He is playing that role to a T.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Hey, when you look at what this man does, everything he does is based in the idea of sin. You know what I mean? Whether he knows that it's sin or not, he's basing everything he does by when we measure against the scripture of what sin would be will fall under sin. And the worst part is he's also the son of perdition. I think the word perdition is destruction.
Yeah. And that's because he's literally opposite of Jacob, man. You know, the law, statutes, and commandments were given unto Israel, which means what? That it's only for Israel, man. So any other nation is going to be opposing the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and they're going to be geared towards wickedness.
Right.
You know?
And even like when you read different translations of the same verse in the chapter, it rephrases it as lawless one, and transgress the law. That's sin. Esau is adverse to the law, and when you look up what a beast is, a beast is governed by its instincts. You know, it moves off of impulse and not by logic and reason, and governed by moral laws and standards.
And that's exactly.
So that shows you that he's a beast. Beware of the beast, man. For he is the devil's pawn.
harbinger of death.
You know.
Back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. "Who opposeth it and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High."
Yeah, like he just said, he opposed everything that is of the Most High. You know, and you look at how everything that the laws gave us, how to govern the earth, how to keep peace as far as the animals, the growth in the earth, the fruits, vegetables, and, you know, just the things that grow on the earth, and how to govern between one another. He's the opposite of all of that. But then he puts himself as the top judge of all of those things, pushing the opposite of what it should be. Like the brother referenced in Revelation, you take peace from the earth. That's exactly what he's done. between man and between animal and plant life and everything else.
Yeah, even like because there's nothing new under the sun. When you go into like the Greek history, you had Antiochus. He basically forced us violently to detach from our heritage and start to make us sacrifice abominations on the altar. It forced us to dally with prostitutes, temple harlots to Jupiter and Bacchus and all that. And then he would even try to have them worship him, because Esau really had that God complex. He believes that when he's in power, he believes that he's the Most High.
I got you right here, real quick. Yep. Quick one. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Yeah, he's controlled to do this. Why have you made me thus, right? From Romans the 9th chapter. Well, you were created to fit this role. Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's a judgment that comes for fitting that role, like in every good story or movie. Okay? Yeah. We should know what that is for the antagonist of the movie.
Or the villain.
Yeah, the villain.
Which when you go into that word villain, it means base. Base man. That's what it is. It fits him. He's the villain. Yeah. Going to the knee, it's just right. You can't get any more clear. The Spirit of the Lord couldn't be any more clear to the world who the devil is, who the villain of the earth is, but people still run to this man for guidance and everything. So it's just, you don't know shit. And that's why it says this here. It says, down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? And that's what Esau does with trying to turn these, the things, contrary to what the Lord said, right. Because he thinks that he has more understanding than the Most High. Yep. So that's why he tries to deceive people into believing that he is, because that's that complex, going back to that 2 Thessalonians that he has. Oh,
I got a precept to go with that. This is Isaiah 14 and 13. It says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. Mm-hmm. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north."
Yeah, he always got the God complex from the fruition right here. He always wants to be the top spot. He wants to have his food first, He wants and keep the blessing. Jacob, being what the word means, Yahweh, we supplanted him. But it was an absurd, gesture. Like, no way you give your blessings up. For the food they ran, sit down and wait. The dude did it, and he swore. Most High made him hold to it.
Yeah, that was it on yeah, keep going. Yeah, this is verse 14. It says, I will ascend above the highest of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And
that's what he's trying to do with his technology. Yeah. Just like when he promoted with the whole with the market of beast with the RFID, he got it now to where you could be paralyzed and he can actually give you the ability to walk again by using his RFID technology. Pretty much, that's his way of promoting it, and him trying to exalt himself like he's the Most High. Like, look, you can't, you're not able to walk on your own now. Well, come to me, and I'll be able to give you the power to walk again. Yes. So then you gotta look at him as a God, because he's the one that allows you to be able to actually walk again on a carnal level.
See again. Yeah, he's got everything in science figured out. He's wiser than them.
And then that mark, is basically him branding you, making you his cattle, man. Saying, "Oh yeah, you're my property."
Yeah, because the people, they're gonna see, the miracle, the pseudo miracles that he's able to do, and just off top, they're gonna, start to admire him. Yeah. And when they do that, it's like you, by default, you're bowing down to the image of the beast. You worshiping him, you worshiping his likeness. Yeah. His image. You go to him for medicine. Basically, you go to him for drugs. Because he makes money off of big pharma, the pharmaceutical industry. All that shit is just witchcraft. It's just you putting more spirits on you, but he gets to control that. And you thinking that, hey, shit, I'm having arthritis or I'm having inflammation somewhere, so let me just go over to his store and cop some some Advil or some type of pill, and it'll get rid of the problem,
The scripture said that what happens to you shall go to your enemies for one of all things.
Exactly.
And said Esau, he's made it so miserable out here for these people that you have to literally go for him for every damn thing. Water.
Yeah.
You can't go to the river. You got to go to him for water.
And Jake being so dependent, that's what the scriptures say. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
Yeah.
Because Jake, especially when all shit hits the fan, Jake is going to immediately go to Esau for like, okay, so it's no food. I need the chip because I gotta eat. I gotta drink. I gotta do this. I gotta provide for my kids. But instead of them doing like what we're doing and go trust in the Lord, Lord willing to give the elect. That's what Jake is going to flock to. They're going to flock to Esau's ways of moving things, man.
Yeah, but like I said, this the power went out recently.
Yeah.
And what you think was really on their mind when that happened? It wasn't praising the Most High.
Right.
No, they looking to Esau saying like, all right, how you gonna help me get my power back on or take care of me? Wasn't nobody thinking about giving praise to the Heavenly Father or asking for help.
Same thing, Katrina. SOS, help us, right?
FEMA, help.
Yeah. No different.
I had a precept too.
Yeah, so
It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
yeah.
So it's naturally in Esau to be wicked. Like everything he promotes that is good for you actually destroys you. Even like with the big farmer, you got these doctors and everything. They say take all these pills and stuff. They don't even get it tested to see what it does to you. They literally testing it on you when they get prescribed it, because they can't even tell you what effects it will give you. They just find out from how you react to it, and then you come back for more shit, and they just keep on like a nonstop cycle. It's only in him to create wickedness. Even with the cell phone towers, you want to do G5 or whatever. That's just going to destroy you even more. And he actually has cell phone towers by schools. It actually gives kids cancer, but he's trying to say, I'm not causing it.
He knew that with those electrical towers, bro.
Yeah.
That they were giving deformities and all kinds of things. And he don't give a shit. But you gonna end up with the deformities in his hospital paying his money. Like it's your fault. Not his. This man is the devil.
The devil.
Yeah, this man creep up. You go in there because you got your back hurt.
Yeah,
You take a pill, now you get your foot hurting, your head hurting, the liver shot.
Side effects include
Yes, man. It's lower than the problem.
it's not suicide.
Yeah.
Right, all these discharge.
Yeah.
But see, he makes it illegal for you to actually find a cure for it.
Right.
The Lord gave us the herbs of the earth to be a medicine for us, but He's saying, no, don't touch that.
Yeah, it's not safe.
That's not safe. Don't trust that. Trust on these drugs.
Because
Get high and forget about your trouble.
Because Esau sees everything for a monetary benefit.
That's it.
It's
no
no
prices.
go to waste. And there's no money in the cure. It's money in the treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Put a band-aid on a big ass wound, just keep replacing the band-aid.
Yeah.
You buying them band-aids too.
I got a precept real quick. This is Psalms 58, verse 3.
Yep.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Hey, they were created this way. Okay, let's not forget they were created. Somebody grab Proverbs 16.
Bro, I'm right there, bro.
Can you bring that right?
It's Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
He created this man to be this way. And when he created him, from birth, he came out the way that he was created to be. The villain, the wicked, evil,
That's why the scriptures in Jeremiah say that can the Ethiopian change his skin? Therefore, if he that is accustomed to doing evil do good.
Right. He ain't gonna do good.
And in his DNA.
And so I tell his brother, when Esau does good, he's going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Or
Like,
he got a plan to try to overthrow you.
yeah.
He might pretend to do good, but he got a plan.
It's against his nature to do it. You don't do it willingly, But it's all got
Real quick. So Romans 14:7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last he would declare his wickedness.
Yeah. Like it's in the 12th chapter, rust. His wickedness would go away like rust. It always come back, and he always gonna have to show who he truly is, because that's just his true nature.
From the womb
From
to
the
the tomb.
womb.
Like you fucking Jake going for Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Bernie Sanders is talking about he's talking about funding abortion programs for all third world countries, basically in the countries where a majority Jakes is at.
Yeah.
And he's saying he supports that in the name of climate change.
No.
What the hell does you being born have to do with the freaking climate of the earth?
Climate change has nothing to do with the temperature of the earth.
Yeah.
It's a pseudoscience, bro.
Yeah,
It's more pseudoscience, so he can be justified creating more technology, so he can just continue to just clear out the earth.
That's part of their new world order.
Yeah.
They got to bring austerity measures. You know,
Yeah.
because when they're forcing you to do things, there's no more choice.
Yeah.
And Bernie Sanders, they just realized that Bernie Sanders in this last election, he had control of Jake because he played music, he do little hip hop things, get certain people listening to him, and now they're automatically going to jump to him versus Trump or whoever else is out there. But that's a trap too. That's still the damn devil.
Mm-hmm. That's the two horns on that on the lamb.
On the same goat, you know, same bull. Yeah, was it?
Yeah, that was it.
There's Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
It's in their nature, man. They
sleep.
Yeah.
Hey,
They
like,
lose
shit,
sleep.
man, I didn't do nothing evil today, man. Fuck, I ain't gonna be able to sleep.
That's why they call them
Go shoot my neighbor in his own apartment.
Beat his wife and kids.
There's something. You gotta come up with something.
For they eat,
You got-
for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
If that's not the so-called white man, where who does that fit on earth? Name every type of person on earth and who fits that. It almost fits you niggas though, but it really fits talking about you low down dirty niggas. But it fits all the Edomite stuff. Fits all of them. All right.
I got a quick scripture, and even though this is applying to Jake, hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just read it. Isaiah 59 and verse 6, it says, "Their web shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the acts of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction are in their paths." And that's Esau's nature to a T. Because as many people to die off, you know, to oppress, and you know, like that's Esau in a nutshell, man. And his whole depopulation agenda for the New World Order is just about just causing many people to just die slow deaths. You know, whether it's biologically, using chemicals, you know, because he puts chemicals all in the water. You know, they still suffer in the Michigan the Flint crisis, water crisis. You know, you got still Fukushima radiation in the waters.
Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico still got oil. So that shit probably still leaking out.
Yeah, in Florida, they found traces of arsenic in the water over there.
You still see dumbass people doing backstrokes in the water. Flesh-eating bacteria. Yeah.
Bro. Yeah,
But
that's
they're going after the ways of Esau, man. Just do whatever makes you feel good. You know, even though the water's full of poison, you know, hey, Esau says, you know, live it up. So
right.
that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Esau, he didn't turn this planet into. I always use this analogy. You know, like you own a fish tank and you got, you know, different fishes in there. You can't allow the water to get a certain temperature without, you know, the fish, you know, basically
Just react to.
yeah. And on top of that, you got to make sure that it's being filtered, that it's being clean, it's being managed, or else the motherfuckers can't swim up in there.
Right.
Well, that's how Esau's treating the planet.
Yeah.
Why you think them birds was flying into the NASCAR building? By the hundreds.
I guarantee it was an Edomite. That cause they said over night sleeping birds.
Yeah.
Their hide, not hide, whatever they call it, nest, whatever was disturbed.
Yeah.
I guarantee that was an Edomite that one of them disturbed them birds.
Yeah.
The Jake ain't one Jake gonna go in a cave and mess with birds and bats and shit. No, that's the Esau shit.
Bro,
Their own habitats and
Yeah.
shit.
Jake don't do that.
The animals, they don't even want to be here. That's how Esau fucked up this whole place. The animals don't even want to be here. And they're the closest in sync with the earth.
The whales beaching they so.
Yeah. They get me out of here.
The earth not giving its fruit. Like we don't even. You people think you seen a great man. You ain't seen shit yet. The earth is on CPR, man.
Yeah.
Like it's on his life support.
Circling the
Isaiah
drain.
24.
Yeah.
Isaiah 24.
All right, it's Isaiah 24, verse 5. The earth, 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish.
He's literally, everything he literally does destroys the earth. Like, you know, that's why with crops, they're through now. You know, they don't yield like they supposed to because you abuse the earth. Just off of that, you pollute the water, like the brothers is going into, the animals killing themselves. The reason they're doing that is because all the plastic in the water and everything that he created, adds more plastic to the water, even something small as tires.
Right.
Like everything that he creates is nothing but death. Like literally, you can't name one good thing that Esau did.
Right.
Because everything that he created creates death.
Yeah, this seems good when it first come out. Ooh,
Yeah.
This is new, but over long term, man, it's destruction at the end of that.
That's how you know he's a serpent.
Mm-hmm.
You shall not surely die. You're a liar, man. Everything you about is death. You could eat swine. You could just pray over it. Jesus cleansed all meats. You could keep eating as long as you pray over it, and then 6 months later, you can go get your medication.
But why? Yeah, exactly. Why is it always our people
Yeah.
that ain't supposed to be eating it that end up dying at 50, 40, 50
Yeah.
years old from eating it?
Yeah.
Eating all that stuff he said was all right to eat.
Okay.
Why? Jesus can't heal me from that.
Right.
You got hypertension and shit, man. What the hell?
Yeah.
According to vocab, we could eat an electric eel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could eat jellyfish.
Rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorilla.
Rat burger.
Yeah, man. That's hey. But what tree does Christianity stem from? The Catholic Church. That's part of the serpent. That's part of the devil, Satan. That old serpent, man. That really the Catholic religion and all of the Christian denominations that come out of it. That's all part of the serpent's religion. It's the false prophet, man. And what is a serpent known for? It's charm.
Yeah.
You charm somebody with your prudency, your intelligence. Esau's he's wise, but he's wise to do evil, man. He knows how to manipulate you. He knows how to tap into your mind and install different destructive ideologies that'll put you in self-destruct mode, like you see the world. The LGBTQ, that's a result of the serpent's seed, man. The wine of the serpent. Then you got a bunch of idiots that got regret that they changed their sex. Well, you freaking asshole.
Yeah.
You listen to the damn serpent. You listen to him. He convinced you that you shouldn't have been with what you was born to be.
And why all of a sudden it's such a mass amount of people doing this? Like there's got to be something bigger to it.
Right.
There's got to be something. These people weren't all born this way. I mean, let's act like some were. Now everybody, like the brother posted earlier, he said there was a blank spot where you can write in your own. Yeah, other than there was a blank spot where you can write in your own. What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
You just make up something.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Wow.
I was holding that. Oh, that's what I was gonna say about the snake charmer. I actually had that script, but these brothers are still holding it. But to make a point about a snake charmer, if you've ever watched this happen, you can't tell who's charming who. You can't tell if the snake is charming the charmer or the charmer is charming the snake. And I guarantee there's a bunch of snake charmers that have gotten bitten. And we just don't see that part, But many of people practicing to try it and got bitten and died.
Yeah.
I'm around with the snake. I think I'm gonna hit that right. Let's go.
That's why the scripture's saying, oh, is that what you about to get?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what you about to go?
Yeah.
We'll go straight to the point. Verse 12. No matter if I'll start with verse 12. Yeah, this is Sirach 12:12. set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, I got to stop. Though he, no, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
And you can see, if you don't know, if you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans haven't realized who your enemies is here in 2019, and you ain't never gonna realize who it is, because you just look at their history, their track record, like they do when you go to court. Let's look at the rap sheet.
Yep.
And you see Esau's the self-proclaimed white man's rap sheet. So clearly he's our enemy. You know?
Yeah, he walks around in his history books with his rap sheet right there. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Oh yeah, you gotta beware of him because he try to come crouching to you, talking smooth and everything, try to persuade you with his words. You know, that's why everybody believe what he say, because he want to use these big fancy words, or he say he went to school or something. He's just doing everything to deceive you, pretty much. And these people, they fall for it all the time, and they never get enough of Esau lies. They like being lied to.
Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but what was in his heart?
Yeah, well, so like, you gotta
the words, yeah, that's how he come at you. The words of his mouth is smoother than butter. You know, he talking real smooth just because he's a serpent.
That's him crouching, right?
Yep.
His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords.
That's how he came to the Native American Indians, man. Let's just look at that example.
Yeah.
Right? His words were smooth as butter. Oh, we've been trees here. You show us how to do this.
Got some
Give you
blankets
this.
for
Yeah, got some blankets for you. And then, but look, war was in their heart, man. They slaughtered them at night. Like when the men would go hunt, they'd slaughter the village. You know, that's the war in his heart, man. And who did that? I mean, who's the number one example of that in the world? Chinese people don't go around doing that.
Right.
You know, Arabs don't go around doing that, man. Yeah, we understand they wild, man. You know, but you know, Esau's the one that does all this, man.
I got a script, but yeah, this is Proverbs 12:26. It says, "The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them."
Yeah, many are people with.
And you look up the word seduce. The Hebrew word is ta'aya, and it says to go astray, to err, wander, to wander about. It says of intoxication.
Yep.
He transgresses by wine. Therefore, he's a proud man.
Right.
The wine of our fornication of Babylon. Now the nations are mad because they listen to this damn devil.
Now they're coming to realize, man, this was that cheap box wine the whole time.
Come on. We drunk of this man's jungle juice, and now our wives are out of control. They being sluts and hoes. You know, we got GMOs in our country now. That's what you get. Yeah, all type of ailments, diseases. You know what I'm saying? Our morale is dwindling. You take of that serpent, you know, that jungle juice. That's what's gonna happen to your ass, man.
Imagine an American woman, an Edomite American woman, come all going to the Middle East or whatever. You know, that from half naked here, now you gotta go cover up over here. But it's hot. So they're gonna make all kinds of excuses to be against the grain. You know? Yeah. But that's the nature of an Edomite. Okay, they are against the grain of nature. I would be.
The art of seduction, man.
It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him.
And when they go crouching, meaning when he tries to humble himself,
be cool.
They try to be cool. You know, like for example, that bitch Amber Geiger. Them crocodile tears wasn't because she had a remorse. No, she was upset that she actually got convicted.
Yeah.
That's what she was upset about. But she was able to draw you stupid, simple ass, bootlicking, sambo ass Negroes.
Her true thoughts was on the 911 tape.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job. Like, you just killed a man.
Yeah. Didn't even care about it.
Cold-blooded in his own house.
You cried about your job like 4 or 5 times. You mentioned one time, I never want to shoot anybody. That didn't, you know,
Yeah.
That's you said that one time, but now I'm gonna lose my job. You were worried about losing your job. But that's what they think about. They don't give a shit about you, Jake's lives, man.
Yeah, man.
That's why you've been being plucked off like it's nothing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can't trust them when they try to, try to crouch down, try to humble themselves, act like they have some type of remorse, act like they're for your cause and stuff like that. She was drawing the type of reaction she got. That's what she was intentionally drawn to herself. If she cried, if she do her little fake ass crying.
Yep.
Jake is gonna be like, oh, let's give her a hug. She's miserable. This bitch went on several fucking cruise ships while she was while she was away. While she was away in trial, this bitch was
you have to convict you on this. Like, hey, you fucked up. I can't get out of it. No, you can't get out. So look, go live it up. Instead of paying you, have a good time. You're on vacation.
Bro, you did the crime.
Yeah.
You were the murderer here, but you get all the sympathy.
Yep. You know, there's a dead person that no one ever talks about.
Bro, Esau. Let's dealing with Esau's nature. Because Esau, he's a professional victim villain.
Yeah.
When he's a villain, he knows how to make himself become the victim.
Yeah.
He did it as Cain. You killed his own brother, and then when the Lord inquired of that, he tried to make it as if well, did I do something wrong? Like
he said,
and
my
then
brother's keeper.
Yeah,
Bro, that's some nigga shit to say, bro.
And then when the Lord cursed him, rightfully so,
like,
for murdering his own brother, he had the nerve to complain to the Most High. Well, this is too hard. Like they're gonna kill me, motherfucker. You a murderer.
You created the first murder in the earth, and the right judgment. What it say? Eye for an eye, life for life. Right?
Huh.
You're supposed to get murdered back. You're supposed to get murdered. That's balance. But you gonna complain.
And the Lord still ended up blessing his dude.
Mercy. Gave him mercy.
Anybody that touch you, I'll avenge him sevenfold.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
And then he went on to just his descendants, the sons of the wicked. They went on to just,
Yeah. But we understand the big picture of why that took place, but from the human level of it,
right,
man.
And then fast forward to his incarnation as Esau, when he got supplanted out of his birthright, but forgot he sold the birthright. But here it is, he about to cry and want to kill his brother for getting the birthright when you actually sold the birthright to him. So now you're a victim again.
Yep. Isn't he right in name Jacob?
That's Esau, man. That's Esau all the way. You can't let him. Hey, when this motherfucker cried, man, laugh at his ass, man.
A great movie.
Or take it as this motherfucker. He about to try to do something.
A great movie that showed that was the Star Wars. I think it was Episode 2, with or maybe it was 3 with the Chancellor.
Yeah.
He was up there. He was the emperor. He was being wicked as hell. And then Mace Windu, that's funny. He came and caught him and had him dead to rights. And then, oh please, oh no, please, did all of that. And as soon as he turned his back, what did he do? He got it. That's Esau in a nutshell in that role right there.
Yeah. Can't trust these devils, man.
We'll keep reading. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass. A looking glass is a mirror. You'll know him like you know yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know yourself best of anybody? Well, you'll be able to see him plain as day the same way. Because we know that he's gonna be wicked. We already can expect that. So you just watch for a moment. He gonna turn back to the wickedness.
Yeah.
It says, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat.
Who learned that? Who learned? Who had to learn that the hard way?
Yeah. Yep. Who else? Who over there in a certain land over there, faking like they a certain people?
Yeah.
Yeah, you Edomites is over there, man, playing like y'all the children of Israel in the land of Israel over there.
Yeah, man.
That's theft, identity theft.
Yep.
And that's why he's the crimson man. You know, crimson going back to criminal.
Yep.
Crimson is red. You know, so it clear. You know, when you see a red light, what they make, you know, red signs are important, and that's why the Lord made his ass red. He's an important character in this thing, man.
And he's the only one that's bright red like that. Everybody else is, you know, toned down shade of brown type of thing, right?
Yep.
This dude is a fucking warning sign.
Yeah, we're just walking right side.
Right? This is a warning from right here. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit in thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my word to be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? There's a point that I want to make. Let me. I gotta keep going. For a while he
defile with him in his sins.
Yep.
So like a lot of these people that's following this devil, you know, with his poisonous ideologies, you know, like I mentioned, you motherfuckers that you know, took on the philosophy of you know, the LGBTQ thing. The fact that you went and got that sex change and now you regret it, why should we pity your ass?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You know? You make the decision based off of you allowing yourself to be programmed by this man's agenda.
You sound like whatever speak on that.
Yeah,
like
right.
The people that want to turn back, you just
Right.
don't keep promoting
Yeah.
Just keep that on the under.
Yeah.
I think they have the highest suicide rate of all people. Fucking trannies.
Yeah.
That's what I.
That's what you get. Yeah. That's what you get.
All you homos that's dying of all these different disease, sexual transmitted diseases. Hey, why should we pity you?
Yeah.
All these different lifestyles that you're living is all resulting in death, but you listen to the damn serpent, man.
I like the scripture say, the Most High made men upright, but they have sought out many wicked inventions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you feminists,
Mm-hmm.
you followed the serpent, and look what happened. Family structure all fucked up. You know, broken homes, children. You know, and you wonder why this generation is the most depressed generation.
Not getting enough box.
Yeah, you know, just awkward as hell. You know, don't have social skills. The males are, you know, they was never, they didn't have a male figure around to show them, you know, ways of you know, all messed up, man. Following after this damn serpent.
And now they promote the LGBT in schools to the kids now. So they even worse. That's why it's got to be the last generation.
Yeah.
It's never been no time in like ever in school where they're teaching stuff they teach now.
Right.
Actually trying to like push it on the children.
Yeah.
Like, and they didn't even want to teach you about regular sex ed in school. Now, but they're gonna go into all of that though.
Have a tranny reading, you know, dressed in drag and reading to the kindergarten kid like.
Deep out voice muscles and shit. Nobody wants to see that shit. Confused as kids.
That goes back to, you know, to they fell in for the charm of the snake, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then, you know, the serpent, so to say, and that's what real quick to prove who the serpent is. This is Revelation 20:1, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
And when you go into that, the bottomless pit is yours, man. Okay, you break that down, you can really see that's him ruling over there. You got to rule.
Yeah, and those chains, that's that slavery during the Byzantine Empire. Yeah.
Right.
In verse 2 it says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Right.
You know, so going into that, you know, that's the serpent, man, the dragon, and we know the dragon is the ancient Roman Empire. Who ruled that? Esau, Edom, right? And that dragon's back today, and that's the serpent, because that's what they compared it. Is that the dragon's that old serpent, the devil and Satan, man. That's Esau, Edom. I mean, who else is it?
Yeah, that's right. And Idumeans is just a Greek way to say Edom. Okay, we gotta be super salty, slick on here.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's right. Wrapping
And
this
it even
up.
said in that same chapter that once he be loosed the season, that he should go out into the earth and deceive the whole world.
Season.
Was that verse
It's in verse
7, 8?
Yep, it says verse 7, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
After that 1,000-year Byzantine period.
Going back to the 1400s.
Yep.
It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations.
Go out and deceive the nations. That's why we always bring out that in Isaiah, he shall take away the covering cast, that veil that is spread over the nations, because the whole world is in darkness because of Esau's mass deception. He just came out of them caves, came into power, and just changed the whole narrative. He switched up history. He lied about everything, man. Went and whitewashed everything. You know, iconoclasm. You know, he did all that, man.
Hey, the biggest way that he's been able to deceive the earth is through this television, you know,
Yeah.
and the internet. Yeah, because that's it's the mass deception, man. He put whatever, you know, on TV. You know, just like you see a movie, you know, with explosions happening and shit, they could put something on the news. Oh, look, this happened, and it'll look real as hell. And then, you know, there it is. He's deceiving everybody. You know, nobody's gonna think twice. Oh, it's on TV. Yeah, it's on the new breaking news. You know,
Esau got exposed with them white helmets.
Yeah.
But people still gonna listen though.
Yeah.
You have one?
that was it. Oh wait, no, I'm probably finish the base verse. It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle. You know, talking about Russia, is you know, ultimately that's gonna be the end of this place, man. Russia,
Yeah.
you know, the end of Esau, because Esau got they banging, man. They got you know, red on red crime, so to say. You know, Esau's divided. It says, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Right. You have something like that? Me go?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to wrap this part up. Verse 16, making that.
That's a lot. One thing before you read that. It's beautiful that came out, because one of the main platforms, like where we get alternative media, one of the stations that we go to get a lot of information that Americans don't get in the mainstream news stations here in America is RT.
In Russia today.
So Russia is part of the fall of this place, man.
Hey, but that's so you, because they Edomites over there,
Yeah.
but they hate each other because they ain't sharing the blessings the same. They ain't sharing the whole work with it. So they bang on each other.
And
So
you saw the different tribes too. So
yeah,
that's the curses through Deuteronomy 30 and 7. You know they ask.
I shall be evil towards his brother. Verse 16 says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee,
So like if I may say so, that's why Esau's not able to redemption or get you know what is it? Repentance kind, because the Lord knew he was gonna cry silent carefully with tears. But look, you know, it ain't gonna happen. Read that again about stuff.
let me go back to the middle of verse. No, I'm sorry, verse 16. And the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
That's right. So Esau would do the same shit again. If he was forgiven, he would have done the same shit again. Sold his birthright eventually again. You know, just because he can't do right, man. He was looking for opportunity to do wickedness.
Right. Yep. Says,
Then the days of mourning my father are over. Now I shall slay my brother Jacob. You know, and
it's insatiable appetite for that blood.
Yeah, he wanted to take Jacob out after that.
Yeah.
And that's why after he went to Haran, and he had went and got Leah and Rachel, and had his 12 sons with him. When he was leaving to head back, he met up with Esau. This is years later. But when he came back, he was thinking, man, Esau might kill me now. And they had damn near a standoff.
Yeah.
So Jacob had to like, man,
Separate
I want y'all, y'all stay back over here. Some of y'all, I want y'all to take these gifts and take them over there to him, because I don't know what's gonna happen. He always had that hate, that pure hatred,
I
man.
think the tribes outnumbered him right there too. Talk about outnumbered Esau right there. I
Yeah.
think so. As far as many as they had with him, I don't think Esau knew he could overcome.
No. Esau, he was actually deep.
Yeah, because he had a soldiers.
He had all his, he had all his
That's
men.
right.
Yeah, he had the soldiers.
Like 400 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
So it could have went down, like the spirit of the Most High, the spirit of the Lord just kind of like prevented Esau from acting right then and there. Because if it was up to Esau, he would have did a Judas move, kissed him on the neck, and it just, that's what Esau would do, man.
He tried. You see that how the Lord rewarded Jacob after that. Not to get off topic, but after because Esau tried to give him all those gifts, but Jacob, the scripture said a gift destroyed the heart, man.
Right.
Esau would have probably been plotting on him.
Yeah.
Jacob turned it down, and what happened? He ended up wrestling that angel.
Verse 17 says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Never let a good crisis go to waste. This guy is always front and center, news cameras. He got everything. He got a plan laid out.
GoFundMe accounts.
Man, this dude is ready for anything, any trouble in the earth. He's always ready for it.
Hey, George Soros, he's down for any cause.
Soros, right?
Every time he funds some type of movement, there's some fucked up shit going
The
down.
money to that. See,
It's always a riot or something.
And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. This man has proven that in every interaction with anybody ever. You look in the Middle East, he's doing it. Trump is doing it now. I mean, all through history.
Nobody can trust him.
Yeah.
All these nations have sat back and watched all these different deals that America, all these different pacts and treaties that America has entered over the years, only to renege on those same treaties.
And how Trump got all these treaties and deals on the table and said, "Oh, that was the last treaty. That's not us. We done all the deals are over."
Yeah, that was during the Obama administration. He was wrong on that.
That don't work that way.
Yeah.
No, those are over.
You forgetting that your allies are even supported that they're part of that deal.
No, that's first.
You gonna pull out of the INF treaty? Nigga, don't you know that this sparks a further arms race for nuclear arms right now? Don't you know that we're in like, I'm talking about his allies, the beasts. They're looking at the horror like, bitch. Don't you know that we're closer to Russia? Like they can reach us real quick. Fucking Iran, you worried about them, nigga? We over here right by them motherfuckers, man.
Hey, that's a Trump move though. It's a cold-blooded move though.
That's what it's saying. Obadiah probably had deceived you.
Because a week into his presidency, first thing he said is like, you NATO countries need to do more. You gotta have 3% of your GDP towards NATO and all that. That's how we know that's Esau either, because he's fulfilling that prophecy about the beast hating the whore, man.
And also, was that in Daniel, the 7th chapter, where it talks about the horn that was more stout. You see if I can find that. Daniel chapter 7 and verse.
Chapter 8.
Yes,
Daniel 7 and.
Should be up above, because I think he breaks it down.
Yeah.
No.
Daniel 7 and 20. It's 16:11, man. Small letters. Verse 20. Salaki, verse 20. I'll start at verse 19. It says, "Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other, which came up, and before whom 3 fell." And that was the 3 wars.
Yeah, with
The French, the French American War, the Spanish American War, and the Revolution War. Right? It says, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
That's why everybody wants to come to America, man, because he speaks those good things, man.
Yeah.
Everybody want to live the American dream.
Yeah. And it looked like Trump is trying to, he's setting everything up for America to be on some, we got our own shit going.
It sounds like he really trying to bring the glory back to this place. You know? Like there's people, Hispanics even, that's like, ooh, I like Trump. Like
Trump's right.
that was packed
Trump's right.
3 years ago. Are you serious?
Blacks for Trump.
They love to do it. It looked like for this place, it looked like he's really doing the job.
Yeah.
They're fluffing up the economy so you think it's doing good, but in reality it's about to take a crack.
Yeah, that's what's way out.
He thinking he's about to take a risk, and that's going to just culminate in a big victory where everything's going to bounce back. But really, that risk he's taking is a fatal risk. Because like it says in Jeremiah, we would have healed Babylon, and she won't be. She is not healed, meaning she ain't gonna be healed. You know. Yeah, man. But I don't know if y'all had anything else.
I still have that Isaiah 14.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Got this Isaiah 14. I'll start.
Matter of fact,
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6. And now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time.
And we just brought out a laundry list, a dirty laundry list of all this guy's crimes, his history of crimes in the earth. You know, and all the things that he puts his hand to, that he does, and even down to old history into current events. This man has been the devil the whole time. It just he deceived you enough when you wasn't sure. But if you notice, he went nation by nation of being wicked, breaking deals and everything else. Now everybody's been touched. Now you can say, no, he ain't been good to me either. I hate that dude.
Yeah. Hey, that's the best trick the devil ever did was make people think he didn't exist. You know?
So verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work, right? Because they were already in power at that time that this was being written, right? The Roman Empire, right? It says
it's a mystery. It's like, those people still can't get it today. Shit.
It's still a mystery. How? Right? All this evidence.
Only he who now letteth will let, talking about the Most High, until he be taken out of the way.
Till his time's up, the bounds that he could not cross.
Verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, meaning this word, this truth being pushed out. Because this is the, let me read it again, say, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Us making this video and other videos that have been made like this is the spirit of the Lord's mouth, revealing this devil, man. And no, it doesn't necessarily have to be the topic that we're going into right now, but it could be you going into the you know, talking about the nukes, the mark of the beast. All these things are plans that this devil has that we're revealing. All right. It says
it's still history coming out, like all type of information regarding, you know, what he did to the slaves, the transatlantic slave trade. The fact that they had found out that they had found a ship carrying the last slaves. I think it at the coast of Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. So they're still finding like artifacts and evidence that proves what Esau did, man. And it's all being done to his shame. Every time this information comes out, Esau, it's like he knows that his forefathers did this. And that's why it says in I think in the book of Sirach that he shall be reproached for his father's sake. You know, you have to take up that, man. You know, this is how you're being exposed. This is how the devil is being uncovered, man. You know, everything about you, man, your track record, your history. All right. It was that 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, where it says that and the book shall be opened and everybody shall see all together. You know, the truth that I've been without proof shall be declared. So everything is being shown. Everything is coming out, man. And he can't hide himself. You know? And that's why he's going to be forced to come after the men of the Lord, because really we're the ones that's giving him his sentence based on what he did. We're testifying against him in his wicked kingdom. All right?
Yeah, and other than our people, Esau's the only one that comes up against the word because he's convicted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the brother just read that the word, his words were going to consume them. But I got to preach it real quick. This is Jeremiah 5:14. Wherefore thus saith Yahweh, power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and they shall devour them.
Yep.
So this word, man, is devouring Esau, man, right now. And that's why he's so, you know, moving frankly, how's that word go? Frankly. You know, he's acting erratic, man, because he's going down.
I got one. Hosea 6:5. It says, "Therefore have I shoot them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and my judgments are as the light that goeth forth."
Yep, that's that light. Yeah. All right, the interrogation light that gets moved in Jake's face in those interrogation room, man. That's what this word, this truth being pushed out to the Lord's men. That's what it's doing to Esau. All right, the Lord is moving that light to his face and calling him out in front of all the nations on his bullshit.
Yeah.
Until the point, like it says here, when it finishes the scripture, it says, "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." All right, because that's the end. That's when Esau's empire is going to end, man. When the Lord comes, man, the missiles are going to come at the same time that these other nations done shot over here because they got fed up. They don't realize this dude's really the devil. And, you know, he's been playing us this whole time. There's going to be people up, you know, up in uproar at all time high during that time, man. There's going to be all types of catastrophe. And then the Lord's going to crack them skies, and missiles going to come and destroy this place, and that's it. That's the end of it.
The credits roll now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Who was that world leader that I think that was the G20 summit, I believe, one of those, where he just started listing the crimes of the white men. And then they all of them walked out. Y'all remember that
Started
one?
walking out.
They started walking out. He was a
Not Ahmadinejad.
Well, it was after that.
It was after that.
Somebody else in like the last couple of years was just listing this man's crimes. And then they all just walked out. It was like right after Trump got in office, I believe.
It was probably Rouhani,
I think
Prime
so.
Minister of Iran, maybe.
It was some, I don't remember exactly who, but yeah, they did that. They walked out. They didn't want to hear what they, you know.
Back in Psalms 58,
Oh yeah.
verse I'll read 3 again. It says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent; they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear."
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to hear that they going on. You know? They act like they like, what? I didn't do nothing.
That wasn't me.
Yeah,
I
that wasn't
wasn't
there. It was them. You know? They never want to own up to what they're responsible for. But the Most High, his list, you know, don't stop. You don't forget, man. You got him, and he's waiting on this guy. You know?
He's waiting for his time to be fulfilled.
That's right.
That's the only reason why Esau's still in power. All right, because the Lord is waiting for him to get his fill. All right, like it says in Job chapter 20. You know, that right before they have their fill, the Lord shall cast them down. You know, or paraphrasing. That's what's happening, and that's how again we know that this is Esau. Because Esau, what we just said, that Donald Trump is really boosting this place up. He's really trying to make this place back to slavery times, basically. Yeah, the glory days, man.
Kill a nigga, no big deal.
Yeah.
Make all the infrastructure's new again, you know. Make people want to come over here again.
Mm-hmm. There's no other person, man. All right, anybody who thinks otherwise is just a bug out, man. The Most High might have something coming for you, man, if you don't get right. If the Most High don't open you to get right. Because if not, boy, you niggas are done, man. The scriptures say, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. That's right. And you idiots that want to join hand in hand and be off this Babylon juice, and you're going to end up getting that chip, and you're going to receive his same judgment. All right? You're going to be burning in that lake of fire. You know, me and the brother were out there at the desert this morning. I was like, man, this is what America's going to look like. Just a desert, rocks, and that's it. And then eventually desert life, you know. But this is what this place is going to be, a whole wasteland. after the destruction comes. That's a memorial to the world, to the people, to the know that, look, this is what happened to Esau Edom.
Right.
This is what you don't do.
Yeah. Then people are going to be hissing and clapping their hands at Esau and shaking their heads.
This the man that should kingdom that, you know.
They're going to be just sitting there shaking their head, sucking their teeth, man. Doing that to Esau, like, damn, bro, like, you fucked up.
Yeah.
No wonder you in this condition right now.
Get your ass down in that pit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man. You guys don't get it. You guys need to wake it all up.
Yeah.
Did you have something?
No, it came to my mind when he said that, you know, he gonna make this place a barren desert. That's what Malachi said about Esau's inheritance. Malachi 1 and 3, it says, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Yeah.
And he's gonna turn America into a wilderness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because this is like Esau's prized possession. America is the best corporation, you know.
You got a moat on this council. You know?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Like, you know, you think about councils and all of that. These oceans are like a moat. Protection, man. Who gonna come across this moat and risk their life to only get over here and die? You know, by the time you fight,
All the other countries, they can actually walk on
walk
foot.
up,
You know?
yeah, exactly. They march right into your land and take it from you. Not here, though.
Yeah, no.
You know,
Right,
that's big pride that comes
plane.
in. Yeah.
So,
And Canada ain't finna do shit. Mexico sure
Right.
can't do that.
You was finished with that?
yeah.
Oh, sure.
This is Isaiah 14, and I'll start at verse 15. I'll start at 14 again. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Verse 16 says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
They're gonna be pulling that Cat Williams on this nigga right here. This nigga, this was him. Oh, yeah, man, that's him. Take a good long gander at that. And for anybody who wants to get any ideas, you know, that's what we're gonna be telling these nations. And they're gonna be in line because they're gonna see what happened to Esau. That's gonna keep them in check. Ain't nothing better than fear to put somebody in check, man. The Most High does it with his men. And we're gonna do it to the Lord's gonna do it to these nations through what he's going to do to Esau. You know?
And the people are gonna be looking at Esau, you know, the kingdom. They're like, damn, this is the most feeble, lowest of the earth. It was ruling over. Yeah.
That damn pedophile.
Yeah.
A homosexual.
Yeah.
I like to fuck animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in power. He ruled over you. He ruled over your commerce. Yeah. He set up corporations in your land. He set up embassies in your land. He told you what the hell to do in your
He
shit.
picked us out of land and then moved in.
Yeah.
What? You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be unbelievable. When we get in power, it's gonna look like we never had a chance to do that. Mm-hmm. Where does it say that pump and then the words underneath? That's really what I'm looking.
That's up above, like verse
Is it
11.
above that?
Yeah.
Oh, slide.
This is verse Isaiah 14, verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee.
Vials is like music, like the theme music that go into
Because like when you graduate Esau's system, the song that they play is called a Pomp and Circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It says, and the noise of the vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
That's a sign of decay, man. You know, your power is decaying. Like the first scripture we read, Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So on his way out, it's on the same way as our way up. Yeah. So
And you
as
can see
we're in decay, we're in our growth.
You're going to the grave, yeah, we're being reborn.
We're coming out the grave.
It's a balance, though. Like we said earlier, Most High is going to bring about that balance. All right. The elect is going to be revealed, and so is the wicked. The wicked is going to be being revealed.
So then I
Yes, we can.
hit this one. Ezekiel 35. You stopped at 3, didn't you?
I think so, yeah.
I'm gonna start back up at 3. It says, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh, or Allah Shadir, and he was once known. Right? It says,
But so like, notice how most of the prophets, they all prophesied the same fate.
Yeah.
Of all the inhabitable places that Esau has ruled, he's gonna make it a barren, desolate wilderness. He's gonna make it desolate. Esau is known to go around and make shit a desert.
Yeah.
That's why they had that in the line in the first Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Or he would make a desert of his own home indoors.
Yeah.
He's known to do that.
Yeah.
He did that to Iraq. He did that to
Libya.
Libya. He did that in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. All the places that he waged wars on, for years. He turned it into a straight up a dystopia, man. He's doing the same thing in Syria. Damascus, the prophecy of Damascus shall be a ruinous heap.
Yep.
Iran as well.
Iran. Esau is doing that. So when his judgment, that's why it says, give unto her double.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna become that desolate place, and it's gonna be way worse because you'll never bounce back. That's how devastating your judgment is gonna be.
Yeah.
All right.
This ain't just gonna be a wound, a deadly wound. This is gonna be it.
Now this is the
Desecration.
final curtain call.
Mm-hmm. Now, verse 5 says, Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword.
Basically,
And I will,
nothing but destruction being prepared for America.
yeah,
Pretty much.
Pretty much. There's nothing good coming here. That's why, like, when we go out there, it's not a so-called good message for y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all love it here in Babylon. Everything that we have to say is against this place because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is against this place. The words that we speak is against this place, and this place is ruled in wickedness.
Yeah. Last verse I'm going to read right here. It says, I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh.
And though he shall return and build the desolate places, I will throw down.
Yep, that was Malachi, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Down.
Yeah, we're gonna start it at 2.
We're gonna start.
Don't forget fitness.
wrapping up.
As long as you bring out 18.
That's that kid. My favorite scripture right here.
Man.
You can start at the top just to
Right.
bring the context.
It's Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah that said the Lord power Yahweh concerning Edom.
And they will never read this.
Yeah.
Don't ever stay away from that chapter.
I'll tell you that's not even in there.
They'll say that Edom don't exist no more. They said they done away with it.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
That's going on now. Esau is greatly despised, and he's became small. Like at one point, they feared you. Now they view you as small because they really got greater technology.
Yeah.
Like the Russians and the Chinese, they bet down there exchanging information, just like being cool with each other because they both really hate you.
Yeah.
That's where everybody can like be in agreement. Is they hate for Babylon.
How
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
And that's why you're starting to see a shift in political alliances in the Middle East, where Russia is now taking the place of the U.S. in Middle Eastern affairs now.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to Russia for missile defense, air defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trade in oil and petroleum. They're going to that alliance when really, you know, America's supposed to be the biggest arms seller. You know, but not now. Russia is and China is taking that stance now.
All the things that America wanted, all the resources they wanted out of that, the other countries, other nations are selling those and getting back weapons to fight America though. And that's the point.
Yeah, to defend themselves.
Yeah, they don't want the money. They want. I mean, I don't need no bills, no rubles or nothing like that. I need some arms. You got a gun? Let me get some.
Yeah. And that's Russia's role playing as the guard. What you need? You need some protection.
Yeah,
right, I got you.
That's what you do. Exactly. You make the deals and then like you protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah. S-300s and the S-400s, they come with Russian soldiers to operate them. They don't just give it to you and you do it. Because all that shit's in Russian, you know. They don't want you figuring out what's going on with this shit. So that's how they guard. You know, wherever they mess with those missile defense systems are, hey, that's you know, Russia being the guard unto the nations. And damn near everybody in that region got them now. Shit.
We sound strong.
That's right.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest.
That's another identifier. This man has always wanted to be the eagle, the untouchable bird that flies higher. He's the predator. You know, the biggest, the baddest. And
the filthiest.
And the filthiest, right? I've seen them. Y'all seen that? You got the gold some shit out there. Man, that's what that bird can do. Yeah, I see why you try to call yourself a bird.
Yep. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, then shall I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Yeah, because that's you going into space. That's you trying to go up into the heavens, man. Trying to really be like the Most High, control from a higher place.
Yeah.
It's 7.
So like when you type in on Google Images, you type in Edomite eagle, it actually gives you the different emblems that Esau ruled, and it was always the eagle.
Greeks had it.
The Greeks had it. You got Rome had it. America has it. You even got the Nazi eagle.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think Hitler used to have.
Hitler used it.
That was kind of. They said I saw somewhere. They said that was actually a bird. That swastika.
Oh,
okay. Like a bird, like the two wings and the head going this way, the tail going.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, I was heard that long before truth though.
But I don't doubt it. I mean, they love that eagle, boy.
Didn't Trump take a picture with an eagle for Time magazine?
Yeah.
that eagle was about to take his toupee off his head.
Big ass bird.
It show you in the same spirit.
An eagle,
Them motherfuckers huge. They could pick up cattle.
Yeah,
bro. For real, it's like 4 feet tall, bro. Like no wingspan, like 7, 8 feet. Bro. Like, huge. Look at that bird, bro.
It's 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Not this man. This man's appetite is insatiable. It's for blood.
we put locks on trash cans too.
Yeah.
You know, not let people get no food.
Yeah, the wrong thing.
How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none.
That's happening now too. With their allies. Their allies are slowly but surely turning on them.
And they say that they are surely deceived thee, making America believe that we're cool with you. You know, we'll do this with you, we'll do that with you. But really, they plotting behind you to shoot at you. You know, like the scriptures say.
Yep.
They that eat the bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in them. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
By slaughter.
But,
It didn't say by, famine, it's by slaughter. Okay? You have to go down this way, because since you hated blood, you pursue blood, blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, it's going to be a slaughtering on all levels too. Because not only in the war, you're going to be getting your ass toe up. The Lord and the angels going to tear your ass up. But even before that happens in the States and around the world, these other nations are going, these race wars, majority of the people is against you. Down there in South Africa, them Hamites, I think it's like a mixture of Jake and Hamites down there. Yeah. They fucking them farmers up, man. Running them out of those farmlands.
Some white Edomite was out there in China, and Chinese beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And once you're in the country, man,
they know you're the enemy.
Yeah.
They know.
You coming to destroy, like you, especially out there in Africa, you just came and just infested the land.
Yeah.
Now they want their shit back. Basically, you came and like really caused more hell in their society, especially for the farmers.
Yeah. Yeah, and over here in the States, it's getting, the Lord got to rouse Judah up, man. Right. All these little killings here and there, that's not going to rouse Jacob. The Lord's going to put the spirit in y'all. Y'all going to do some shit that Jake's going to finally say, man, fuck all this marching shit, man. Yeah. And then the Northern Kingdom tribe, they're going to follow suit. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a race war. It's going to be, like it says in Isaiah 13, it's going to be as a chase rope. It ain't going to be safe. And it's beautiful how the Lord is setting it up right now here in the States, because gentrification is heavy all throughout the country right now, where Esau and Jacob are living in the same neighborhoods now. Yeah. So when the race wars do pop up, every major city, man, is going down.
Go ahead. It's 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. I'm gonna jump down to 15. And it reads, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually.
That's that slavery we had to go through, man. Now the heathen got to drink of that cup.
That's right.
Mainly Esau, Edom.
Yeah. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken.
And the scripture says that my word shall not return unto me void. So that's the Lord spoke that.
Yeah,
so it's gonna come to pass. And you want to make excuses that Esau been done away with, you can make all the excuses you want, man. At the end of the day, this damn devil, he's gonna be destroyed, man. Whether you people like it or not.
That's it. That's it, man. And you can't point out nowhere in history where both the northern and southern kingdom of Israel got together and totally obliterated Esau, rounded them up, and just burnt them all up. Produce that evidence. Go into the history. Go into we still have yet to get that information. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna scratch the surface. You're gonna try to do something, but ain't nothing gonna come up because it didn't happen. All right, it's gonna happen 1,000 years after we kick the shit out you. All right, do everything that you've done unto us, minus the homo shit. Okay, you go 1,000 years. Hey, it's gonna be accounted for, man. All right, you're gonna get paid double, man. All right,
long day.
Yeah,
Except the Shabbat.
That's it, man. All right, so hey, with that, We're gonna close. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Kakadash, the ones to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. We're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.